Hello everyone, this is Smriti back again, TGT Science from SR International School, and the topic that we're going to learn today is components of food. We all know what food is, what is its work, why do we eat food, what is nutrition, nutrients. Well, here comes the confusion. I've seen majority of the students getting confused between these two terms. One is nutrition and other are nutrients. Let's sort out the basic difference. Nutrients are the components which provides the body with nutrition or energy. Nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, fats, proteins, etc. Whereas when we talk or discuss about nutrition, nutrition is energy obtained. Nutrition actually is gained by our body by intaking the following nutrients such as proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, etc. So that's a basic difference between the two terms, which is nutrition and nutrients. Now when we are already discussing about nutrients, let's discuss a bit in detail about each and every nutrient. Number one, coming to carbohydrates. Now carbohydrates is such a nutrient which can be obtained in sugary things or even wheat, chapati, rice, they all consist of carbohydrates. When we discuss or talk about carbohydrates, always remember carbohydrates are divided into two main parts. One is the simple carbohydrate and another is the complex carbohydrate. Why simple and why complex? Reason being, simple carbohydrates can be easily digested by our body. Digested as in, they can be easily broken down by our body and thus can be digested easily, can be absorbed by our blood cells, body cells easily. Whereas when we talk of complex carbohydrates are complex or difficult as our body faces difficulties in breaking them down or in digesting them. Therefore, it takes more time than the simple carbohydrates to get digested or to be broken down. Simple carbohydrates are basically your glucose, that is your glucose, which is a simple carbohydrate, and whereas when we talk about complex carbohydrate can be your starch. Therefore, when we eat bread or when we eat potatoes or rice, it takes longer time for our body to digest it because starch consists of maltose, which can be broken down by amylase present in our saliva, which is an enzyme. It helps in breaking down the starch into simpler soluble form and thus it can be digested by our body. Next, coming on to say proteins. Proteins are known as bodybuilding blocks. Yes, they are the bodybuilding blocks as they help in the repairment of our muscles and other parts of the body. Proteins are basically amino acids, or I would say when anyone intakes protein as a nutrient, it breaks down into simpler soluble form and ultimately in its smallest form it turns into amino acids which are actually the nutrients which our body cells obtain to obtain protein as a nutrient, and thus it helps, as I say again, it helps in the repairment of our body tissues and muscles, and it actually helps in a proper growth and development. Next are fats. Now everyone talk about why to eat fat when we actually know that fats make us fat. Well, that's not the truth. That's actually a misconception people taken. I would discuss what makes us fat in our video further, but before proceeding on, let's first conclude what fats are. Fats are actually very healthy for us as it gives your body stored energy. Stored energy, that means as in when the work of other nutrients you took in by your body, when the work of those nutrients they get finished and your body now actually craves for more energy to do further work, that is given to your body with the help of fats as a nutrient. So fats, they actually gives you stored energy. Now as I said, fats are actually healthy for our body. Now this depends on the kind of fat you're obtaining. Fats can be divided again into two parts as healthy fats and unhealthy fats. Healthy fats as in you take nuts, as in even if you take desi ghee, which many of the students of this age they avoid just because they think they will get fat, it's actually not that. Fats or healthy fats never make you fat. They actually help in providing your body with extra stored energy which your body would require at the time when when the energy in your body from other nutrients gets over. That time your body actually requires energy provided to you with the help of fats. And unhealthy fats, as in you intake burgers and fried items and fast foods, which are all dipped into oil or refined oil, these are all unhealthy fats which one should not consume or minimalize the use of. Next, coming on to vitamins and minerals, of course, which we cannot forget, as they're also a vital part of our nutrients. So vitamins and minerals, they help in making your body strong, making your immune system strong, which are actually very much required during these days, these times, when you actually know this COVID-19 pandemic going on. And in order to make yourself or make your body very strong and to be able to fight with all the disease-causing bacteria and viruses going inside your body, you require proper intake of vitamins as well as minerals. I'll be sharing a chart along with this video in which you'll find various functions of different vitamins and minerals along with the way they benefit your body. Next, coming on to roughage. Roughage is actually fiber, which we in general terms we call fiber or dietary fiber. Roughage is not included in the box or the group of nutrients, but roughage actually provides us in getting the food digested and helping in the proper movement and proper functioning of the bowel system. Roughage helps in pushing the food, the waste food, out of our body. Thus, just intaking of the nutrients and getting those nutrients inside our body won't always help. Anything that you take in, you need to throw it out of your body as well. And well, that function is very well performed with the help of roughage or dietary fiber. It's basically present in fruits and fruit pulps, which one should take more and more. That's why it's mainly advised to intake juices, but more than juices, to have intakes of proper fruits along with the pulps. Next, last but not the least, coming on to water. We all know how much water is important for us, for all of us. 75% or more of our body consists of water itself. Therefore, one needs to intake more and more water. As just for an example, if I say, the blood in our body consists of 90% of water. I mean plasma, it's 90% water. So when the blood in our body is 90% water, and we know that what all nutrients we take in, those nutrients, when they break down, they get mixed up and they get dissolved or they get fused into the cells of our body, and that's how the nutrients are provided to whole of our body from head to toe, right? And when we don't have appropriate or enough of water content in our body, how will the blood be formed? And if there would be no blood formed, how will the nutrients go inside our body cells? So ultimately the body will feel weak and will get sick very easily. So water is actually required in huge amount for transportation of nutrients and other components throughout our body and for other purposes, as well as majority of our body consists of water. Next, coming on to the two main terms, that is malnutrition as well as obesity. When we talk of these two terms lie totally contradictory to each other. Like when we discuss about malnutrition, malnutrition is a condition in which the body does not take or the body does not receive proper nutrients. As in, for example, if a child is not intaking proper proteins as in, because I already told you that proteins are required for proper growth and development of the body, and a child at that stage, at that initial stage, requires more of protein for his or her proper growth and development of the body. So if a child is not receiving or not getting proper amount of proteins in his diet, the child will be, or that condition, that situation would be known as protein energy malnutrition. Right. Similarly, the case goes for fats, for carbohydrates, for vitamins, minerals, because everything, if any of the nutrient, if it's not provided to the person in proper amount, that will term to be as that particular nutrient energy malnutrition. Supposingly, if a person is not getting proteins in proper amounts, the child or the person may suffer from certain diseases like washer-cores such as marasmus. If the person is not receiving proper vitamins, supposingly vitamin D is deficient in the person's body, the person might suffer from diseases such as rickets or dementia. Or if a person is not getting proper amount of vitamin A, the person may suffer from night blindness. If the person is not receiving proper amount of minerals as in iron, anemia could be the disease that could happen to the person. If not receiving iodine in proper amount, goiter can be the disease, and so on. Therefore, body, if not receiving proper nutrients in proper or right balanced amount, the body may suffer from malnutrition. Therefore, it's very, very important to have a balanced diet. And what's a balanced diet? Balanced diet is a diet which is balanced, as the name says. If I take large amount of vitamins, minerals, but low amount of carbohydrates, I would never stay fit. If I take huge amount of carbohydrates but very less amount of vitamins, minerals and proteins, again, I would never stay fit. Therefore, taking every nutrient in proper and balanced amount, that is known as a balanced diet. A diet containing all the nutrients in good proportion will be termed as a balanced diet, as I said again and again. Also, balanced diet is not equal for everyone. Balanced diet may be changed from person to person or from one to another, from boy to a girl, from an adult to an infant. It would differ. I wouldn't say that balanced diet should be same for everyone. A pregnant lady would require a different diet which would be considered as balanced for her, whereas a normal teenager won't require such kind of diet because she's not pregnant, or therefore she won't require the same kind of nutrients as a pregnant lady might require. So similarly, that was just for an example, balanced diet differs from one to another. Last concept is obesity. Now, what is obesity? Obesity means getting and intaking excess of fat. See, I told you while we were discussing about fats that fat is not harmful for our body unless exceeding the limitation of anything is always bad for our health. Therefore, similarly, if you're taking more and more of fats which are actually not usable by our body, the fats or the nutrients, they get changed into fats and thus they starts getting deposited in our body. And that leads to a person being unhealthy or being lethargic, being weak, because that time the body is filled with fat, which is very difficult to get rid of then. So, obesity is caused due to overeating or overintaking of unhealthy fats or unhealthy nutrients, unhealthy food items such as your fast foods and chips and all of those. That's why it's always said, take these, but always in limitation. In a limitation such that your body could digest those, not to take in so much that your body is not able to digest that. In fact, that is changing into unnecessary fats which are getting deposited into your body and you're becoming obese. I hope the chapter was clear by this. If something is not clear, you're free to ask me in the class or leave a comment down below. See you all. Have a good day.